You're right, I'm Matthew, and welcome back to Guided to Glory with Chelsea FC. This is episode 7 of the series. If you haven't watched the previous episodes, I would advise you to go back and watch them first. And in this episode, we will be playing Arsenal in the Premier League, following up with Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League, which is a match that it's the return leg, so we are already up in that match. But since the last episode here, you can see we've only played 3 matches, a win, a loss and a draw, which means unfortunately we are now out of the FA Cup after losing to Liverpool 3-0. It was a very disappointing result. We're still 6th in the league, which is also quite disappointing, but we still do have 2 games in hand there. And obviously we're still in the Champions League for now. But the first bit of news from this episode is the fact that we got our youth intake, and it's actually a pretty good youth intake this year. We've got some decent potential players. This Mike Molesworth guy is the best one. He's a midfielder from West Bromwich, I believe. But now we'll move on into the Arsenal game. And our starting 11 here, Kepa with Rudiger and Zuma, Azpilicueta and Emerson, Jorginho and Kovacic in midfield behind Ross Barkley, Christian Pulisic and Jesus Corona on the wings, and Tammy Abraham will be our man up front. So we see here we have done a pretty good team talk there, and we are now going to go into the pre-match tunnel interview. And Arsenal are by far one of Chelsea's biggest rivals, to the point where personally Arsenal are my least favourite team. And we've got our first highlight here, and Emerson is through to the box, and Bernd Leno has made a save, the first save of the match. I imagine that he might have to make a few more of them, as realistically we should be the better team in this game. So Azpilicueta with the throw-in now, Kovacic running into the box, and Tammy Abraham has it, but he's running backwards here. And the shot has gone very, very wide there, I believe. But it's nice to see we're getting some more games with a bit more interesting highlights, rather than towards the start of the series when the games that we were playing had 2 or 3 highlights in a piece, which is it's disappointing for a series, really. But in the first 10 minutes, we seem to have been the better team so far. Arsenal haven't really looked like they were going to break through from the first couple of highlights. But this is the first highlight where Arsenal have the ball, and Callum Chambers has it here. That's Ceballos, Socrates forward, and it's back to Ceballos now. Through to Nicola Pepe, Özil, out wide to Chambers, who's running up the side, and his cross has floated over the top of our defence, right to the head of Gabriel Martinelli, and put us 1-0 down. And to be fair, Martinelli, I think, he's going to turn into a very, very good player in the future. He's already shown glimpses of it this season at Arsenal. And out of the Arsenal players, he's one of my favourite Arsenal players. I've got to say, I didn't know anything about him before he made the move across to Arsenal from somewhere in Brazil, I believe. But yeah, I think he's got a bright future ahead of him. But unfortunately, he is the man to put us 1-0 down in this game, even though so far we seem to be dominating the stats. So hopefully we can get at least a goal back to get us back into this game before half-time, as Daddy Ceballos will pick up a yellow card here. And we've got a highlight, Azpilicueta throw-in, Kovacic picks it up, and it's cleared away, but only as far as Rudiger. But Emerson running up the left-hand side and into the box now. And that looked like a foul by Socrates, and it was. So now we have a penalty. Jorginho to take the penalty, and of course he scored. I don't think he's missed a penalty yet in this save. I believe the only times we've missed penalties in this save is when he hasn't been taking them. I think Mason Mount's missed 1 or 2, and maybe Tammy Abraham's missed 1. But Jorginho's been very, very reliable from the penalty spot, and once again has put us back into this game, drawn it back level, as Mateo Kovacic gets a yellow card, but Callum Chambers has throw-in here. But we come away with it, and Abraham has it, but Arsenal pick it back up, and Nicola Pepe is through, and Cesar Azpilicueta does some important defending work there by clearing it away from the goal. Because if he hadn't, there was an Arsenal player ready to hit that into the net. Kepa now has a goal kick, but Arsenal pick it up. Martinelli running through midfield now. And it's Ozil, Kieran Tierney at the left-back position. And it's hit forward, but we've picked it back up. Azpilicueta to Kovacic, Barkley. Out wide to Corona, who cuts inside, and his shot goes wide. So it's been an interesting first half so far. As we get another highlight, Emerson now throwing out to Tammy Abraham, and Kieran Tierney heads it away. But it's right back to Leno, the goalkeeper here. Socrates out to Chambers, and Nicola Pepe running up and cutting inside. And it's sent back, but Chambers picks it back up. Pepe in the middle, and a shot there from Granit Xhaka goes out for a corner after Kepa saved that one. And Ozil's on the corner now, and the header in the box has gone wide. So it seems like we'll be going into half-time 1-1 in the end, which is, it's okay. It'll be nice if we can get a goal to put us up in this match, because Arsenal are having a worse season than we are, but we started off a highlight in the second half here. Barkley's running forward now. He's running towards the right hand side. Can he hit it back into the box? Pulisic picks it up, but Ozil dispossesses him, and Jorginho will pick it up in our midfield. Kovacic back to Jorginho now. Out wide to Emerson running up the left flank, and it's into the middle, and it's been hit out by the Arsenal defence for a throw-in, and that has come to nothing, unfortunately. But this is a match that we really would like to take some points from, all 3 points from realistically, as Corona's running up the pitch here, and his shot has to be saved, and Bernd Leno has managed to keep hold of that one. But we do need to take the points from this match as Pulisic gets a yellow card, as we still are not guaranteed to get top 4 despite having the 2 games in hand, and we basically need to win the games that we have coming up. Luckily, our 2 games in hand are against lower league opposition in Burnley and Brighton, as Lucas Torreira comes on for Granit Xhaka here. Burnley and Brighton, we're going to be playing in midweek games to catch up the games we have missed. So we should be strong favourites for both of them games, and hopefully we'll pull off some good victories there, and eventually pass Spurs and Wolves to get that 4th place. Whereas Arsenal are down in 8th. They're not really challenging for anything. They're just trying to get through the season at this point, it seems. As we've brought on Callum Hudson-Odoi for Pulisic, and Arsenal have made 2 changes, bringing on Joe Willock for Mesut Özil, and they also brought on Reece Nelson there, I believe, but I did not see who for, and we are now making a couple of changes ourselves. So we are bringing off Tammy Abraham for Michy Batshuayi to go up front, and also we are bringing on Fikayo Tomori for Emerson, and we'll switch Cesar Azpilicueta out to left back. That we will confirm them changes and start the game back up again. And we hopefully them changes, maybe the striker change for Batshuayi could help us a little bit. Hopefully Batshuayi a bit of a super sub here. But with this stage, with only around 10 minutes left to go, I am not too hopeful that we're going to get the whole 3 points from this game, which is really disappointing, as we are the better team, and I believe we're also in better form than Arsenal. I mean, Mikel Arteta was struggling to keep his job not that long ago, from what the media were saying. So it will be disappointing to only get a draw out of them, as Gabriel Martinelli will get a yellow card in the last couple of minutes here. And it now seems like, yep, we have drawn this game. We've only taken 1 point from Arsenal. It's a very good draw for Arsenal, realistically, as they were probably not expecting to come here and get any points. But it's really disappointing for us. We shouldn't have been conceding a goal in the way we did. It was a bit poor defending. No one doing anything very well, marking Martinelli and just allowing him to get in at the back post. Which, to be fair, it's a bit like the way we score some of our goals, or the majority of our goals this season. And also, this season we really have not scored as much as we would have liked to. But Martinelli got man of the match in that one. As our strikers, I think Abraham and Batshuayi are both only around 10 goals. But we see here we've got another young player turning professional now. We've got Joe Haig, who is a winger, and he has been given a professional contract for the first time, and he has a reasonable potential. But we will now go into the second leg of the Dortmund Champions League knockout round fixture. And in this one we're starting with Kepa, Rudiger and Zuma, with Cesar Azpilicueta and Emerson, Jorginho and Kovacic, behind Barkley, Pulisic and Hudson-Odoi on the wings, and this time we will start with Michy Batshuayi up front. And Batshuayi, in fact, went out on loan to Dortmund for 6 months, a couple of seasons ago I believe, and he was really, really good when he was there. But since then, he hasn't really shown his class, even though he very, very clearly has a lot of it. He's a very, very classy striker, I'd say, if he's playing well. But unfortunately, he hasn't in the last couple of years. But we start this Dortmund match, and they've got a slightly different team to last time we played them, but it's majorly the same team. And I'm expecting an easier game than it was going to their place. I think we should quite easily pick up the win this time, even though Dortmund are a very good team. But as we saw in the first match, we managed to go there and beat them. So I would be surprised if they get anything out of us in this game. And I'd be even more surprised if they win. But we've got Pulisic running up the right wing now. And a shot has gone out of play to a corner. And Kovacic whips the corner in. But it's cleared a bit. And Guerreiro's running back up the pitch now. And we have slide tackled out for a throw-in. And Guerreiro's going to take this story down to Jadon Sancho, I believe that is, but Pulisic just dispossessed it, and Azpilicueta has got it up to Batshuayi, back to Kovacic. Azpilicueta, Zuma hits it forward, Barkley picks it up in midfield now, and it's cleared once again, but we've picked it back up. We've got Emerson at left back now with it. And Emerson hits it into Barkley, Jorginho and Barkley's back with it, and his shot has gone wide. So unfortunately, in the first around 20 minutes, we have not been able to break the deadlock here. But to be fair, we don't really need to, as we are already 2-1 up on aggregate, and them 2 goals are away goals, so Dortmund need to score at least 2 to beat us in this game. So as long as we keep Dortmund from scoring, it doesn't really matter what we do, as Azpilicueta will cross into the box to Batshuayi, and Batshuayi will score. And he has put us 1-0 up here to make it 3-1 on aggregate, which is it's a good result for us if that's how it finishes, because we'll have won both legs. That's really what we were looking to do in this fixture. But like I've said before, Dortmund are a team very comparable to us. They're very, very similar in ability. So I thought it'd be a difficult fixture, realistically, but it's not been too bad for us. We managed to win the first leg, and we're already 1-0 up in the second leg. And Cesar Azpilicueta is having an extremely good performance in this game, as we come in towards half-time. He's already on an 8.2 rating after his assist and the defensive duties he's been doing. And we've got a good team talk at half-time here, and we'll go back out for the second half. as we have a corner here, and the corner is whipped in, but it's brought away by Dortmund. And we've now got a throw in Azpilicueta, and it's crossed into the middle, but it's gone out for a goal kick. And so far we seem the better team, which is nice to see. Even in the games we have been winning, we haven't been playing too well, as we've had a shot there and it's gone wide. But it's nice to see Batshuayi coming in and scoring as well, as Dortmund take a throw-in, but we cut it out here, and Batshuayi's through again, but it is cleared by Dortmund out for a throw-in. But it's nice to see Batshuayi scoring, because neither striker where we have at the moment and Giroud before he left, none of our strikers have really put the scoring boots on this season, as Piszczek has come on the wing for Nico Dents, I believe, and we are going to make our first substitution of this game. We bring on N'Golo Kante here, I believe, and we will move Barkley out wide, and we move Kovacic into the attacking mid position, and just swap around Jorginho to the DLP. I wanted to see if Kovacic could play out wide, but turns out he can't. I wasn't sure if he could or not. I think he might be able to just about play on the left, though. But N'Golo Kante coming into midfield. I don't believe he's the best player we have at the moment on the game, but in real life he absolutely is. But I think our midfield is the strongest part of the team. I think at this moment in time, Kovacic is sitting at 4.5-star player, and Kante and Jorginho are both 4-star players. And the rest of the team are majority around 3-star, as Thomas Delaney comes on for Emre Can, and Dan Axel Zagadou will get a yellow card for Dortmund now, as we are going to make another change. And this change will lead us to bring on Mason Mount for Ross Barkley, and I believe we we keep Mount on the right side. Usually I'd switch Mount to the left hand side and Hudson-Odoi to the right side, because Mount's more comfortable playing on the left than the right. However, in this game I decided to just test him out on the right wing, as Hudson-Odoi is a natural left winger, and their free kick there will lead to nothing, as we will make our final change now, and Emerson will come off, and we are bringing Fikayo Tomori on, and once again we will move Azpilicueta to the left back position. And Tomori's been an important player for us this season, either when he's started at centre back or he's come into the team. But we see there from a corner, it's been whipped into the middle. Jorginho's picked it up and slid it through for Callum Hudson-Odoi to put us 2-0 up with only a few minutes to go. Well, depending on how long injury time is. There were calls that he could have been offside, but as we can see here, the Dortmund defender absolutely playing him on, as Mahmoud Dahoud will come on for Axel Witsel now. But we are attacking once again, and Mason Mount's in, and Batshuayi has slid it past Roman Berke. It's a good assist for Mason Mount, and that's a perfect attacking move. That's the sort of move we like to see, especially when we haven't been scoring a lot of goals. A lot of our wins have only been wins by 1-0 or 2-1. We haven't been scoring a lot, so a 3-0 win is a very nice win indeed, especially with the brace from Michy Batshuayi, who at this moment in time is only sitting at 2.5-star player, which is disappointing, because I think he's a lot better than that, really. But he hasn't played, as we were rotating between the three strikers originally. He hasn't played as much as he'd have wanted to. But we win 3-0 in this match, and Cesar Azpilicueta will get man of the match for this one. and we are through to the next round of the Champions League. We're still sitting 6th in the league after these games, and obviously it's still very disappointing that we got knocked out of the FA Cup in between episodes, but hopefully next season we can come back and challenge for that a bit more. But for now, that will be the end of this episode. If you liked it, please like, comment and subscribe with notifications on. But that's all from me now. Cheers for watching, and goodbye.